Hey there, viewers, a Transformers fan or Charlie Young back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Age of the Prime's Fireflight. So, we got another aerial bot. And, well, I don't know what the thing is with combiner limbs and selling out, but yeah, this guy in Skydive just sold out immediately. So, people really want to complete Superion. So yeah, I don't even have Skydive yet at the time of recording, but well, here we have Firefight here. He's pretty much just a remold of Slingshot. So pretty much doing what they did with Wild Rider and Breakdown and Legacy. So okay. But anyway, looking at the box. So of course we've got the standard Age of the Primes packaging. So we've got a picture here of Firefly in both modes. 4 of 5 of Superion. 17 steps. This side we've got a full-on picture of Superion all combined up. And I actually do display Superion now because aside from a gap in the leg, he's pretty much fully displayable now. But of course, Age of the Primes. This side we got some of the primes. Still waiting for my Cronus pre-order, but Anyway, got them in both modes here. Got that wheel of primes there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. And well, for the actual figure, well, he transforms into a jet. I don't really remember which jet, but yeah, it's a jet. And honestly, I quite like how this looks. I mean, red is a favorite color of mine, but still. So looking at all the details, of course, with this being a retool of Slingshot, it keeps most of the internal structure, same transformation, but most of the jet mode has been retooled, so we got a different cockpit here. So we got a different nose cone, different cockpit right here. The tail fin section might be the same, might be different. I'm not sure. I'll have to compare them, but I think this whole section here that folds up is different. The wings are different. Pretty, all this has been retooled. So yeah. Of course, underneath we pretty much have most of the rubber chest. I have his head for landing gear sticking out. So yeah, the landing gear doesn't really function. It doesn't roll. And well, for the accessories, of course, just like with Slingshot, we got 2 of this gun. And I don't remember these tape blast effects, but seeing how it's a double barrel thing, I'm just going to say no. But anyway, plugging these on. So yeah, that honestly works. That looks pretty cool. Yeah, it's the same guns as Slingshot, but And speaking of, here he is with Slingshot. Just so you can see the amount of retooling that they've done. So yeah, you can see, nose cones changed. The wings have changed. I want to say this is the same, just painted differently. So I want to say that the tail fin might be the same. Yeah, these tail fins look to be the same as well. But yeah, most of it has been fully retooled, which is pretty cool. So it's not just Slingshot in red. So yeah. And why not? Let's bring in a picture of the Combiner Wars figure so we can see how that looks. And keep in mind, back in Combiner Wars, he had to be called Firefly. Because, I don't know, some other shithead had to rise to Fireflight at the time. Like, a lot of trademarks were being used back then. Like, Hasbro just lost a lot of name rights that they have now. Like, they had to call Slingshot Quickslinger back in the day. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. We can see that, yeah, this is a much more accurate version than the Combiner Wars version. I mean, I argue even more so in robot mode, but we'll get to that soon. But yeah, I much prefer to get to the Primes version. So, yeah. Now, just before we transform this guy, of course, we've got Superion here. I'm not going to attach him onto Superion in this video. I'm going to wait until we fully do Superion's video, but of course, we do have this little bit under here, which if you can press that, if you have fingernails long enough, which mine unfortunately aren't really, but I can still try, which I'm failing miserably, but if you can get a nail under there and just pry it apart, which I might need an external tool for this. There we go. I just used the arm bit of Superion itself, because that's the intended way to split this in half, but yeah, you can pry it in half, just like with Slingshot, or Drag Strip, or Dead End, or Vortex, or the upcoming Blast Off. So, yeah. And if you really wanted to, you could mix and match, but I'm not going to do that, because I don't want to go for the hassle of splitting Slingshot in half as well. But yeah, you can do that if you want. And then transform both halves to make it look like he's been movie jazzed, if you will, or sentinel primed. So, there you go. Of course, there's just a little button right there. If your fingernail's long enough, you can press that and just easily split it. Or if you have like a thin enough object, you can just press that and it'll split. So yeah, that's pretty much it for jet mode. Let's get this guy transformed. So, of course, this being a retool, the transformation is pretty much exactly the same as Slingshot's. So we're just going to hold the camera up. And of course, we're going to extend the legs out, very Combiner Wars. There we go. Fold up the wings. Fold up this tail fin one of two ways. It can fold up either way, doesn't matter. And then just unfold his enormous stompers. Like, those are really huge feet, so you do not have to worry about this guy falling over. Like, those are some huge heels. Like, those are straight up. He's got Sideshow Bob feet. Anyway, we fold up the landing gear. Take the nose cone. Undo that and just fold that to the back. And of course, when I'm recording, bits always come off. That's a big load of manure, isn't it? But anyway, untap that. Move that to the back. Tap this in. And of course, I seem to have been cursed. Come on. Okay, there we go. But anyway, just take the arms, untap them from the side, spin them around, and move the shoulder down. Do the same for this arm. So you untap that, spin it around, and just move the entire shoulder down. Spin around the head. And here we have Fireflight in robot mode. And yeah, it's quite a simple transformation. And honestly, yeah, pretty simple figure too. I mean, I do like it. If anything, I like it more than Slingshot, to be honest. That's probably just me being biased, because, let's be honest, who even likes Slingshot? He was an absolute prick in the show, and I think every time he appears in a comic series, he always dies. Like, it happened in Dreamwave, if I remember. It happened in IDW. It happened in Skybound, where he's the only aerial bot to die so far. So, yeah, I don't think anyone likes Slingshot. I mean, hell, people are clamoring for an Alpha Bravo from the Vortex mold, and to be honest, so am I. But anyway, with Firefly here, yeah, I do like how this guy looks. Like, yeah, he does have a freaking nose cone just sticking out the back, but hey, so do most of the aerial bots. What's even more funny, as I said, his Sideshow Bob feet, where he's just got really huge, like, he's got huge heels, so you do not have to worry about this guy falling over. So, yeah. Anyway, for the head, now, this is a bit of a spoiler for the Combiner Wars comparison, but the Combiner Wars version had a mouth plate. This one has a cartoon-accurate face, so that's good. So, yeah. And, of course, if you want, you can still have this out like a man bun if you want. There you go. But anyway, continuing on, one thing I never knew, this bit right here, you can just take this off. So, he's got a built-in fanny pack. And that's not just for him. Slingshot also has this. Like, you can just easily take it off. It's not even glued in. I mean, hell, if you want, you could probably even swap these around. Yeah, you can. You can swap them. Okay, now I'm getting... So yeah, if you wanted to, you could even swap them around if you wanted a bit of uniqueness, I guess. So yeah, for whatever reason, something I didn't even know about when reviewing Slingshots is that these back bits just come off. Ugh. Why? I have no idea. They're not glued in. So I guess... yeah, I have no bloody clue. And I'm struggling to get these plugged back in. There we go. Yeah, rather strange. But anyway, I think it's about time that we give this guy some accessories. So we got the guns, which, like with Slingshot, I'm going to plug into the sides of his arms. Because why not? And yeah, honestly, he looks pretty good with them. So, there. And I guess next up, let's put him next to... In fact, let's put him next to Slingshot first so we can see how different these two are. How much retooling did they do? Well, they redid the chest. I think they redid... yeah, most of the torso has been retooled. The head, obviously. But the limbs do seem to be the same. So, it's just the jet mode bits and the head and chest that have been retooled. The rest, such as the legs, the arms, the feet, those are the same. So, okay. So, yeah. And now, putting him next to the Combiner Wars Firefly figure. Honestly, yeah, like you can see what I mean when I talk about the head. Like, Firefly had a mouth plate for some reason, Why? Because I don't think he ever had a. Well, he probably had that in the original toy, so I don't know. But I just prefer how this version looks once again. Yeah, like Combiner Wars often just reuse molds, even if it made the figure look less accurate. So, like, take Vortex for example. Like, that was the Alpha Bravo mold, so it didn't really look like Vortex. So, yeah. And here, I mean, yeah, this just looks a lot better in my opinion. But anyway, for the articulation, it's pretty much the same as Slingshot. So the head can turn around, can kind of look up and down. Arms can move. He can T-pose, although it seems to be the trigger-happy style of shoulders. Bicep rotation. Double-jointed elbows due to the transformation. Waist joint, which, after tons of videos where the figure lacked a waist joint, this is a pleasant sight. He can kick forward, he can kick back. Knees, pretty standard there. Yeah, so there at the thigh. He can do the splits. And pretty good ankle pivot. So, yeah. That's pretty much all I've got to say. So, complaints with this figure? Pretty much the same that I had with Slingshot, although it does seem to be a new one. Like with Slingshot, I can push on this and it's fine. But with the retooling here, you can see that it doesn't really go all the way in. And that causes that to come off. Like, you can see it does go in, but if I push it a bit further, it does cause it to come off. So, that's a unique complaint with Fireflight. Although, I think that's probably the only unique one. The rest are all the same as Slingshot. But anyway, do I recommend this figure? Well, as a standalone figure, I think it's fine. Like, it's a fun transformation. I like the jet mode. So, as a standalone figure, yeah, I think it's neat. But obviously, you are going to need him if you want to complete Superion. Unless they do an Alpha Bravo. But I would say just substitute Slingshot with him if they do Alpha Bravo. So yeah, if you just want to get him standalone, yeah, I think he's cool. But if you want to complete Superion, then obviously he's going to be necessary. So yeah. Now, I just need to get Skydive and I'll have all the aerial bots. So yeah. So, here's hoping I can get him sooner rather than later. But anyway, this has been my review on Age of the Prime's Fireflight. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.